Hey everybody, welcome back to Strictly Casual. We just got out of an early screening for Marvel's Eternals, so we're gonna go ahead and give our initial thoughts. Oh yeah, we have our brand new posters, which
I love it.
are like what? They're like one of 10,000. So we have limited edition posters.
Somewhere on there.
Yeah,
there we go.
We'll show you guys on our Insta story and Twitter. But we're gonna go ahead and get into like a non-spoiler review, our initial thoughts, a little review here. So Vincent, let's hear it. What are your initial thoughts and what did you take out of this film?
Ryder, I tried my hardest to not let these early review scores get to me before watching it. I tried to keep an open mind the whole time. I've been excited for this movie. I liked the director. I thought the cinematography was going to be cool, and I thought the concept was going to be cool. But I think Eternals is low tier. Really low tier on the Marvel list. Like I don't know if it's good. Like it's okay. It's not bad because I've seen some really bad movies this year, Ryder.
Yeah.
But it's not quite good. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm with you because with the reviews, right? Because going into this, I had seen a lot of the backlash on the negative reviews, and so I was going in with an open mind, thinking, okay, let me think of this non-biasedly, being a Marvel fan.
Okay.
And I think that this was definitely something different, and I think it's definitely at times it didn't even feel like a Marvel film, which could be good, could be kind of bad. At times it was great because I was sitting there, and the pacing was a little slow, and it felt like so separate from the Marvel universe that I was there like, this is different. And I don't know, I leaving now after seeing it, I think this is good for Marvel, but I do think that the movie and the story overall is about mid-tier. I'm gonna say mid-tier, but
Here's
the scale. What was the scale like? I don't know.
I mean, the scale's awesome. When you watch an IMAX theater, there's a lot of scenes, like the scenes in space specifically. You're like, I'm looking at the top to bottom of the screen. Like, this is awesome. Like, I thought that was really cool. The scale is giant, but here's my biggest problem with it. I think at the very start of things, Eternals as a concept itself is kind of hard to buy into, right?
Yeah.
And so at the beginning, they're kind of struggling to win the audience over with the Eternals, right? There is a point in the movie, I will not spoil it, to where you find out this is why the Eternals are a thing, and here's the threat, right? And at that point in the movie, I was like, okay, I could get behind this. Like, I could get in. Like, I'm into this. I can get into this. But it took so long to get there to me, and there's not enough that's like that spoke to me or made me feel something for any of these people. And so it was too long. It had already lost me to a point where I was like, let's get this going. There was a specific scene in the middle where there's like a dinner scene, and I'm like, dude, we don't even have a setup for the other hour and 45 minutes that this movie is.
I feel
like, what is it?
And that could go into kind of like what makes this different. And so this is, I'm agreeing with you. And so this is kind of for you guys at home, whether you take this into consideration. This is what makes this different, because every Marvel film is formulaic, right? And they kind of set it up fast. And what makes this different is that it's very personal and intimate. And I think that there's a lot of character moments. Like, there's 10 of them, right? And I personally think each one had their moment to shine, and you understood their motivations, kind of their difficult backstory. But because of that, trying to focus on that intimacy and that, that very grounded cinematography and filmmaking, it kind of confuses you with, like, is it going that way, or is it the Marvel aspect of the threat, like you're saying? Kind of halfway through, you're like, oh, now it's the threat. So what was the first half? You appreciate it, but it's.
And again, I don't think this is a bad movie. It's not bad. It's not. It did not do it for me. Like, it did not do it for me in the way I wanted it to do it. So I feel like to get any deeper into this, we have to like go into spoiler territory a little bit. But do you have anything else that's like non-spoiler to say before we kind of get into that territory?
I'd rather say this in the context of spoilers. I'm ready to, just like mild. This is mild spoilers. Just saying,
mild.
We won't spoil.
I just want to talk about like. No, I'm not going to spoil any credit scenes. I just want to talk about a couple like specific characters, and I guess like stuff like that. Like, for instance, I thought Richard Madden in the beginning of this movie was like a robot. He plays Icarus. Yeah. I was like, homie is not acting. He's reading lines off a script, and it is horrible and is glaring. That, and then the little kid sprite character, who I did not like at all. At all. Even with this redemptive moment at the end, not even redemptive, but like a story beat that
Transformative
is
little
supposed to
moment.
hit. It's supposed to hit so hard, and it did not even close to hit to me. And I was like, that's a miss. But Richard Madden does get better over the course of the film. I think he becomes more dynamic.
Yeah. There were moments when I was looking over and I was like, oh, I'm laughing because I see a moment of the screen and I'm looking, I'm like, oh, let me see his reaction because it's so funny.
Some of them hit. Some of the moments hit. Yeah,
absolutely. And yeah, that gets me into kind of being a comic book fan and kind of why. Here's part on why you should see this. If you're a deep cut Marvel fan and Marvel Comics fan, I should say, and you like the Eternals, this gets into kind of the huge scale of Celestials and kind of that galactic Marvel side of things, which I really enjoyed.
They nailed. Yeah, they nailed that aspect.
The scale's there. It's almost ridiculous in a good way, as I say that. And I really think that this is the future of Marvel. But there's a lot of things going on in this, and I think that was kind of a major complaint. The majority. There's a lot of things going on that they're trying to set up. But I think if you put that away and you see it from the scale side of things with the Celestials as the focus, and seeing the setup for the future MCU, that's a huge seller right in its own. So take that as you would.
I wouldn't say pass on it. Like, don't pass on the movie because you're gonna have to watch it. If you're interested in Marvel, you're probably watching this review and stuff.
Complaints a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, don't take that in consideration. Also, that there are, because the trailers don't really show as much as the scale. I can't keep that secret, but I guess we can kind of spoil. It gets into it, like huge Galactus type vibes. There's no Galactus in it, but those
large figure, and they make it feel very large, which is cool. The effects, sometimes they were the effects were like perfect, other times it was a little shaky. And I will straight up say the deviants, which are the monster things in this movie, I did not like them at all. I was like, I think those are supposed to be a huge selling point for like these unbeatable villains that the Eternals are up against and stuff, and I was like, these suck. Like, I just hate monsters, bro. I don't need monsters.
It is difficult because like this goes in the same level as like Dark Elves, and there's a lot of hit or miss villains in the comics. Like, you want to make it comic accurate, but it's like monsters, and like there's not really a threat because the threat is the Celestials, and there's a little bit going on there with the threat, so it's a little hit or miss. But
first hour and a half, I'm like, who are the villains? Like, is it a random monster that's going to appear every 25 minutes at certain story beats? Like, what's happening? Like, that was the part.
The direct kind of motivation of these characters was unclear until we get into it. So that,
But once they do get into it, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's very clear, and it's definitely they show the teamwork. I think the team finally can shine as they work together. There was a couple moments. It wasn't enough. These are supposed to be celestial type beings, well, not celestials, they're Eternals, but they're supposed to be really powerful in the MCU, and I don't think I got enough showcasing of their powers. Like, they all had fantastic powers. Makari with the speed was fantastic. I mean, Icarus with his laser eyes was cool, but I still don't think I didn't give enough. Druig, probably the most OP character in the history of the MCU. He is mind control, and I don't know.
And
he's great, Despite the gripes, despite some of the really cool, there's some really cool moments and imagery in this. Like, what are your thoughts? Would you recommend this? Stuff like that.
I don't know. I don't feel strongly in my recommendation. Like, I wouldn't say like, dude, you have to go see Eternals. If you're a big Marvel fan, you're gonna see this, and you don't need my recommendation. So like, it's one of those things. I'm not gonna recommend this to someone that doesn't enjoy Marvel movies, because you won't like it.
Help the case. Yeah.
Nope, not at all. It'll make the case much worse. But
I definitely think, since it is mid, I'd say don't let the negative reviews take you away, because I think I applaud them for trying something different. And if it wasn't Marvel, I don't think I would like it. I'm gonna be honest. To me, but because it's Marvel,
I'm gonna disagree with you. I don't think this is much different. I really don't.
Okay.
Like, as a team-based movie and stuff, I think it's doing things that we've seen before that are similar. They want us to think it's different, but I don't think it's different.
Then I fell in the trap. Yep, I fell into it. Well,
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I fell into it, guys. But take our opinions and use them as a must. But I would definitely say the post-credit scenes, I know you probably can agree with me, they're probably some of the most mind-blowing post-credit scenes I've seen in the MCU.
Don't get your hopes that high. They're good.
Okay.
They're good.
As a Marvel fan, like, I freak out on like, there's this Easter egg and that person, that character and stuff. Usually post-credit scenes we talked about, usually an object or a character reveal. And this has something that's, wow, Be
maybe
like,
a
wow,
bit of both.
bit of
Yeah,
both.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd go see it. I'd go see it and form an opinion for yourself.
Yeah,
Which is
right. If
yeah.
you're a Marvel fan, you're gonna watch it. If you're not a Marvel fan, then definitely don't watch it because I don't think it's that great. You
Yeah.
know, it's not like a 10. I don't know. It was something. I'm glad we went and saw it. I had a great time. I had a great
I
time.
did genuinely have fun. Like I can't.
Yeah, me too.
I had fun. I did
Yeah,
watching
me
it.
too. I had a great time.
All right. Well, that's it for me.
Perfect. That's it for me too. Let me know what you guys thought about Eternals in the comments below. I'm genuinely curious to see like how wide reception is this weekend once it comes out. Because who knows? I could have an unpopular opinion, not really liking it, and you might love it. So that could be it too. But we appreciate you guys watching. Stay tuned to Strictly Casual for way more in movies, games, and so much more than that. Ryder, thanks for joining me tonight.
Thank you,
Have
buddy.
an incredible night, everybody.
Bye, everyone.